Number 5 is Torn from 2021.
Last year, I set off for an expedition to Nepal to try a peak, Lunagri, with an Austrian Sherpa climber friend of mine, David Lama.
So this is a documentary that focuses on two climbers, Conrad Anker. This is Conrad and his friend Alex Lowe. These guys were climbing partners in the 1980s and 1990s, and they were amongst the best in the world. I don't want to give too much away about Alex's story or Conrad's story, but it's really remarkable. Conrad is an amazing character, a very inspirational person. The only reason that this documentary doesn't feature higher on the list is because it's more of a family drama, because it was made by Conrad's adopted son, but still a great watch, worthwhile. Number 4 is The Alpinist from 2021.
When I'm in the mountains, life is so incredibly simple.
I'm Marc-Andre Leclerc. I'm a climber, generally speaking.
So this guy is a climbing savant, very spiritual dude. Some of the footage in this documentary is absolutely amazing. Though The Alpinist is very post free solo, and you could argue that it manipulates the audience maybe a bit too much. Number 3 is The Dawn Wall from 2017.
When you see El Capitan for the first time, it takes your breath away.
So this is Tommy Caldwell. This is his story. He turned professional quite young, ended up on a misguided climbing trip, sponsored climbing trip in a war zone. He was shot at, taken hostage, returned, very traumatic experience. And then when he came back, his project became El Capitan. So climbing this, free climbing, so doing it all themselves, only using ropes to catch them if they fall. So overall, Tommy's story is kind of unbelievable, and he's another great character. Number 2 is the most famous of them all, Free Solo from 2018, which is about Alex Honnold climbing El Capitan with no ropes, by himself with a chalk bag. So climbing this, which is over 2,300 meters, it's totally unbelievable. The best way I heard it described is it's basically doing gold medal level Olympic athleticism, but if you make a mistake, you will fall to your death. This was directed by Jimmy Chin, who we will see again in a moment. He is a great climber, photographer, director. And Alex is just a very interesting character, as you can see.
Je m'appelle Alex.
My head is just like a storm of fear.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh, I got a little carrot.
Number 1 is Meru, which features Jimmy Chin again and Conrad Anker again. This is Jimmy, and then we have Conrad. And on this trip they also feature another climber called Runan Otzurk, who's a pretty cool guy. And why this documentary is number 1 is because all 3 of these climbers before this trip to India to climb this really difficult peak had severe debilitating kind of setbacks in their lives, and it's about them overcoming these setbacks and achieving something extraordinary. And it's a lot about the draw of the mountain in spite of the risk and what they learn from that. And it's a very inspiring documentary. Honorable mentions go to Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, which is actually a book that was made into a TV movie, I think, but the book is much better and is well worth a read. And also Valley Uprising, which is a very good documentary about the history of climbing in Yosemite National Park.